Okay, so I'm going to do part 3 because that was just like a really fun epiphany for me that I was kind of having in real time. Because like I said, I started a lot of this like active intention, magical spiritual practice in 2019. I started making those shifts. And the whole way, people were like, no, stop. What are you doing? That's satanic. And so then I just embodied it. Like, yeah, I'm all of these labels, which I fucking hate. I don't like any of these labels. And for me, I was just like, I just want to be me, like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and I'm someone who I like to live, I like to experience, and I go with the flow of what calls to me at that time. And so I guess like I don't mind being a jack of all trades. I don't mind trying different things. I don't mind starting over. But I wanted to find something, like I wanted to plant roots and find something that I really loved. And I'm at that place where I'm doing things that I have always loved, that I want to love, and it feels like I'm actually perfecting something instead of just like floating and flying by the seat of my pants. And so this like fitness journey, it feels like I'm finally in like a fitness routine that feels, I guess, authentic. I have super cycle sync, not only as a woman, with, a menstrual cycle, but, as Sarah, as an Aquarius. Like, I've attached my birth chart to it. I've attached all of these like seasonal cycles into everything I have tediously calculated and like refined in myself, and sliced off, killed off all these other parts of me to fit into this vision, this highest self. So like I'm talking about like the healing, what all these principles represent. So it's just been really cool how I all my association, all these insecurities have just like kind of faded away from me as I've spent this time. And I still just can't get over how strong my body is, which is, what the fuck? It depends on your perspective. Not everyone's gonna see that, but I know what I've been through. I know like I said, I know the nothing that I've done. I know how many hours, days, weeks, months that I spent, like I said, fasting, sleeping, not being very active. The most active I was like walks with my dogs or like making candles. Like there was limited mobility. It was actually quite a fight in my house, for good reasons. My husband likes to motivate me, and it's just kind of like it felt like I was in a slump. And I think to the external world, it looked like a slump. It looked like things were not going good for me, this and that. But like, here I am on the other side, feeling better than ever, still really strong. I still maintain so much like goodness, some core essence from my previous self, that part of my life that is like now over, or is ending. Like it doesn't feel like it's over. I'm kind of just waiting for those final shifts to like settle into place. It's just like, after someone dies, there's all of the things, and then it's finally getting back into your life. So there's a lot of grief in healing. And that's what it felt like. And especially, like I said, my association to fitness, it was really interesting to me how symbolic that was. How, I guess, moments of it being rooted in trauma. Like I've talked about, like the gym being my only place to be able to leave my house. So I was there all the time. I just became obsessed with being good enough in something all the time. And so I just kind of latched onto whatever landed in my path. I was just going to prove that I could be good at it and whatever. So now it's doing things not just to be good enough because I can, but because I genuinely love it and want to be good at it. I don't know, while there's certain things that I know I loved and I liked it, it was settling. It's like, well, this is the best decision to fulfill this need. I guess in a way it was filling a void, but it was like, I need this in my life, and how am I going to fit it in? Well, this is the best way to fit it in for all of these reasons and associations. And deconstructing that and coming from a place of self-love, like lack of judgment, not being told what to do, and really getting mad at people and just ruthlessly telling people to go fuck themselves. Like, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. And I don't care what you think about it, and you can leave. You don't have to like this version of me, because I didn't like the old version of me. The old version of me that you loved, I hated. I have been trying to kill that version of me for a very long time. And so this is death cult magic. This is ritual suicide. This is what ritual suicide's supposed to be. Fucking losers who actually kill themselves. Like, you sorry. Oh, that's offensive. Whatever. It's just, I can't stand left-hand path practitioners who are brutal for the sake of being brutal, and they just think they're so edgy and cool, and so they do these insane rituals and, like, literally off themselves, and that's not the point. You really irritate, like, it's just ignorance. And then, like, I don't know, spiritual psychosis. Maybe I'm trying to have more empathy, but, like, I'm talking about a very specific type of person that just really fucking grinds my gears. I'm not talking about empathetic lost soul that deserves the empathy. I'm talking about, like, just, like, you know what? And, like, you know, like, who makes such a stance? I don't know. I'm rambling. But yeah, so that is that is, like, the metamorphosis. So that's, like, the trickster energy. That's the illusion, I guess. For, like, your adversaries. The adversaries believe that they won because they ultimately killed you. And, they did. Joke's on you, though. Here I am. Or, you know, and that's throughout all the different myths and the different stories of the hero's journey. And so everyone's on a different version of a hero's journey. And that's where you pick myths apart and associate it with yourself and your shadow aspect on how you're making intention. You know what I mean? So this is the rebirth. Like, my core essence, my character is invincible and untouchable because it comes from pure intention, regardless of how it's manifested in not so cool ways. And then where was I going with that? maybe that's my sign to stop yapping about all of these things. I don't know. My brain just went blank for a second. But yeah, so the adversary, like, the trick, right? People think that they got you, but that version of you is, and you're reborn. That's, like, the conclusion of it. Like I said, I don't remember exactly where my little tangent was going, but I do want to wrap this up. Yeah. So that's just, it's funny how that happens. It's just like, bitch. So anyway, that is some left-hand path education for today.